Well, thank you, Nick, and thank you for the work of the Innocence Project on this case that has truly transformed the Texas legal system. And thanks especially to Corey Session and all of Tim Cole's family. And even though he's no longer with us, or she's no longer with us in body, I know that Tim's mother is with us in spirit today. Ruby Cole Session never, ever gave up fighting for her son. And we would not be here today without her tireless work. Today we remember a man who remained steadfast in the face of injustice. We honor his righteous persistence, and we take inspiration from the life of Timothy McCole. For Tim McCole, justice was delayed for far too long. Even though he was wrongfully convicted, Tim himself never gave up. He didn't give up on the hope of clearing his name, and just as importantly, he did not give up hope on our system of justice. From behind bars, Tim worked tirelessly to prove his innocence. Sadly, he never lived to see that day come about. But thanks to the relentless commitment of Tim's family and their undying belief in his innocence, justice ultimately prevailed. More than 20 years after being wrongfully convicted, and 10 years after he passed away in prison, Tim was finally exonerated. And thankfully, the real perpetrator of the horrific crime was identified. But there was still some unfinished business. At Senator Ellis's request, I conducted a legal review to determine whether the governor of the state of Texas has the constitutional authority to issue a posthumous pardon. After looking at all the law and conducting the legal analysis, I concluded that in fact the governor indeed did have that authority. And although it came too late to set Tim Cole free, Tim leaves behind a legacy of righteousness of what it really means to fight for justice. Today, 28 years after Tim Cole was wrongfully convicted, we mourn the loss of this honorable and innocent man. But we also celebrate his life and the lessons that he has taught us. Tim Cole's statue will forever be a reminder that we must always pursue justice, no matter how long it takes. We must strive even harder to ensure that only the guilty are the ones who are convicted. And when we don't get it right, we must make it right. The legacy of Tim Cole demands no less.